So one of the many benefits of being on our chapter's board of directors, is that I had the opportunity last week to spend some time with my fellow chapter leaders from around the world in Atlanta at our organization's annual leadership forum. It was a productive couple of days, filled with strategic conversations, ideation, and networking, especially when you consider the one evening that went a little bit later than expected, as they sometimes do, and was punctuated by an early evening of bar hopping with a colleague from Rotterdam, followed by tequila shots with a peer from Texas, before ultimately crash landing with a new friend into a karaoke bar in downtown Atlanta at 1 a.m. For arguably the most essential and best order of flapjacks and bacon I've ever had in my life. Needless to say, it was a fun evening and an even better story for us to revisit with my fellow revelers during the upcoming summit in Chicago. The next morning came quickly and was sobering in more ways than one. As we discussed the major trends emerging across our economic, political, social, and environmental concerns, it became abundantly clear that we are now approaching the most volatile and turbulent horizon of my lifetime. I suspect you felt this ominous drop in the barometric pressure as well. We confront a slowing economic growth and persistent inflation along with a volatile trade environment. Geopolitical discord and regional conflicts are realigning interests and driving up uncertainty amongst traditional allies. Demographic population shifts, forcing new expectations and accommodations in the workplace and society at large. Major climate events becoming ever more frequent and more impactful. And on top of all of that, you now have to sprinkle in a mention of AI every few minutes in a work conversation just to get a decent year-end review. All of which brings me to probably the most overlooked and arguably the most substantial obstacle in confronting all of the other trends successfully: isolation. We are captured in a virtual world of our own echo chambers that feed us increasingly sensational and divisive content until we no longer recognize the humanity in our neighbors and our colleagues. And into all of this steps the corporate real estate leader, probably the most isolated role in all of corporate America. For instance, have you ever attempted to explain what you do to someone on an airplane or some other brief encounter? I would wager it goes something like this. I'm in real estate. No, I don't sell houses. I work with large companies. No, we don't buy or invest in real estate. We mostly manage it. Well, actually, we sometimes buy it, but we don't buy it for its own sake. What does that entail? Listen, I've wasted countless hours trying to explain that to my parents, and they still don't get it. The silver lining in all of this is that you don't have to go it alone. There are entire hives of similarly focused and dedicated individuals, all striving to meet this transformational moment with courage, creativity, and collaboration. In fact, and encouragingly, human history is littered with examples of people coming together to form common cause in the face of remarkable odds. One such example dates back to medieval times, after the chaotic fall of the Roman Empire, where the first professional guilds were formed of craftsmen, merchants, and builders. These associations established quality standards, provided education and training, and even offered a form of social security for their members, creating economic stability and the social support that laid the foundation for the Renaissance. Another example can be found in the disruptive industrial revolution of the late 19th century, where tens of millions moved from rural areas into cities in search of new opportunities within a rapidly transforming economic system. It was a challenging time of intense social upheaval, where workers faced dangerous conditions, relentless hours, and low pay. But through collective organized action, groups of workers were able to secure safer work conditions, the 8-hour work week, and even the child labor laws that we now take for granted. Hope you guys can forgive the history lesson, but I think it's important to understand that this is not the first time that we have confronted crippling uncertainty, that there's a playbook available to help us meet the challenges of the moment in the same way our forebears did, together. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm under no false illusion that CoreNet Global will solve all of the world's ills. But as corporate real estate leaders, the architects and attendants of the built environment, the stewards of the work experience, where the average person will spend a full third of their lives, we have a consequential part to play. During the leadership forum last week, our interim CEO, Jerry Ballard, explained her prior role as a corporate real estate executive for Shell. She described it as simultaneously influencing the C-suite, board, and other executive team members, balancing and aligning interests of business unit leaders, HR, IT, security, procurement, and so on, all while driving operational performance through a lean internal team and a vast network of suppliers that require constant clarity and continuous governance to be successful. Admittedly, a daunting task for an individual, but less daunting when you're part of a robust and thriving ecosystem. That is what CoreNet Global and our Carolinas chapter strive to create. This, friends, is our ecosystem. An essential industry-focused collaborative comprised of end users, service providers, academics, young leaders, and students. Individuals representing various industries, products, and perspectives, where we collaborate, learn from, and challenge each other. Where the different species can evolve into new and sometimes unexpected forms. End user into provider, to consultant, to academic, back to end user. Where the interdependence of the whole reinforces the strength and survivability of the individual, leading to more opportunities and innovation for our industry and our region. Where we stand unified against the tumultuous uncertainty of the moment, advancing toward the legacy we will leave to those that follow. That legacy requires bold action. And our global organization is taking transformative steps to position our members for success come what may. We are launching new initiatives across 4 strategic pillars to advance the practice of corporate real estate, to build a vibrant community, to boost careers and develop next generation talent, and to be the voice of the CRE profession. The shifts include establishing a global research council to enhance thought leadership and summit content, creating stronger connectivity across members and chapters through new collaboration platforms, and a virtual chapter model for underserved geographies. Free membership for university students as a means of introducing our industry to emerging talent. Publishing corporate real estate industry index that positions us as an industry-leading authority with supporting data and insights to attract media outlets. Building on these initiatives, I have identified 3 areas at the chapter level that will accelerate our progress and drive more value to our regional membership. In 2026 and beyond, you can expect more from us. You can expect connection opportunities that are regionally rooted and globally interwoven. We are the thought leaders and decision makers shaping corporate real estate in the Carolinas and beyond. We will create access to peers across our markets within region and around the world. You can expect content that delivers impactful insights for navigating this dynamic moment. We will leverage the academic perspective available through leading universities in our own backyard. We will work in committee with the corporate real estate leaders right here in our region to develop creative and thoughtful content that proactively engages with the emerging topics you care about. You can expect engagement that activates a community focused on inclusion, opportunity, and shared success. We will provide a sense of welcome and connection that is characteristic of our region. We will foster thoughtful and meaningful networking that results in professional opportunities and lasting personal friendships. We want you to join us. We need you to join us. To leave your mark alongside us in community in this pivotal moment. But I have 3 calls to action for you. First, seek community. Attend our events. Be present, engage in our conversations. Share your perspective and listen to the perspectives of others so that we can find a path forward together. Second, build community. Volunteer when you can. Bring your ideas forward to our board or committee members. Tell us what we're missing. Better yet, lean in to fill those gaps. Encourage your friends and colleagues to join. Sponsor and champion our cause so that we can continue to pour more value back into this community. Third, become community. Join our leadership team. Welcome our trial members with warmth and hospitality that we're known for. Mentor. Be the example of our profession at its best. And coincidentally, as I conclude my remarks and step down from my soapbox, we've come here this evening to recognize several examples of our profession at its best. But before we do that, here's a brief video celebrating our community and our collective journey over the last 10 years.